Welcome, everyone. I'm Debbie Hoffman, and today we're going to be talking about authentic follow-up that gets more yeses. So I'm so thrilled that you're here with us today. So before we dive in, I'd like you to take my very short Power Up Biz quiz. In just a few minutes, you're going to identify where potential clients and income are slipping through the cracks. It's a real eye-opener. Everyone who tells, I speak to about this, they say they learned something about their follow-up skills that wasn't even on their radar screen before. So here's the link to take the short quiz, powerupbizquiz.com, powerupbizquiz.com. So you can take a screenshot of this slide and you'll get the results and I'll get the results. And if you want to have a conversation about what's going on with your follow-up and sales skills, we can do that. So before I share my tips for today, I'm just going to share really briefly why I'm here today and why I'm so passionate about follow-up. So I worked on Wall Street for 20 years. I was a very successful investment banker. And there was a time that I had my son and I just wanted to come home and be with my family. So I quit and I left a very high six-figure income. And I thought we were going to be fine, but the real estate market crashed and my husband was a high-end custom home builder and we lost everything. Foreclosure, bankruptcy, it threw me into a deep depression and I was in a deep hole for many, many years. And what saved me was finding a mentor. I'll never forget that moment where I met this coach and I said yes to her and invested when I didn't even have the money. And she helped pull me out of that deep hole. And I'm so grateful for the support that I received from her. And during that time, I was with a wellness company and I went to a conference and I had a booth and a woman was interested and asked me to follow up with her, which I did for 14 months. Not easy to do, but finally she said yes and became a client. And I continued to follow up with her like I do with everyone. And one day she left me this message and said, Debbie, you're amazing at follow up. I struggle with this. We need to talk. And we got on the phone and she said, people are struggling with this. Nobody follows up with me the way you do. You have this gift and you need to do something with it. And I said to her, what are you talking about? Like I had no idea that I was doing anything special and I had no idea that people were struggling with this. And I'm so grateful to her for encouraging me to start this business because now I've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of people. And because I had a follow-up system, I tapped back into that and rebuilt this business from 0 to 6 figures in 14 months. So that's what's possible with a follow-up system. And I truly believe when you have a system in place, no matter what's going on in your life, you can tap into it and rebuild. It's happened to me. It's happened to several of my clients as well. So that's really why I'm doing this. I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm amazing at follow-up and I need to help people with this. But what I'm finding is that this is the missing piece of the puzzle for so many entrepreneurs. It's just not on a lot of people's radar screens. So if there's anything that you take away from today, it's that my dreams come true when I follow up. We all have dreams. Our businesses are just the vehicle to help us to achieve our dreams in life. And when you follow up effectively and you're getting more clients saying yes to working with you, your dreams are going to come true. So this is a really big deal to me. So I hope that this resonates with you as well. All right, so I'm going to share 4 key areas that people struggle with the most. And the first is networking. So I'm going to talk about how to network more effectively. So my suggestion is not to go to a networking events with the intention to sell, okay? You want to show up at networking events to build relationships. Most people go to events looking to get clients and they put out this desperate energy or this salesy, pushy energy, and it just doesn't work. So go to build relationships. Ask powerful questions when you're talking to people. Be curious, see how you can help them. Most people, when they go to networking events, get really defensive because everybody's trying to sell them. If you're asking questions and getting curious, people, their hearts will open and the connection will be felt and they're going to want to do whatever they can to help you in return. So be present and be a good listener. One of the biggest gifts that you can give to people is to be present and to listen because nobody's listening to anybody anymore. Everybody's talking to each other, right? So make it about them first. See how you can help them. And don't host people down. with too much information. I see this happening all the time. And like I mentioned, people get so defensive when they go to networking events because they're used to people selling to them. And even if you're online and you get in breakout rooms, you do not want to do that. And when you come from that place of service and wanting to support people, their heart will open, their wall will come down, and they're going to want to do everything they can in return to help you. And another thing that I'm finding is people are going to networking events just looking for clients. But if you go looking for those referral partners or JV partners or power partners, you're actually going to get more clients in the long run. So you want to find those people, get clear on who those people are, who are your ideal power partners, which are people who have clients similar to yours, but they're not in competition with you. And look for those people and create relationships with them, get together with them for coffee, and you'll get more referrals that way, and you'll end up with more clients than if you went just looking for clients. Okay, so here's a really powerful question you can ask people when you're talking to them at a networking event that will create an incredible connection with them. And it's, what inspired you to start your business? What inspired you to start your business? It's a very simple question, but very powerful. And I actually shared this at a training that I did with a group of people in the direct sales industry. And they had been networking with each other for years. And I had them break off and pair off into, to break up into pairs to ask this question to each other. And when they came back, I said, how'd that go? And so many people said to me that they'd known this person for years and had no idea why they were doing their business. And they've heard a story about what had happened to them, a personal story that led them to doing their business. And they got to know them on a deeper level and form a better connection and deeper relationship. So it's a very powerful question. So it's more than what you say, it's who you're being. Okay. So networking, it's your energy, it's your excitement, it's your passion that attracts people. And when you show up that way, you'll become more magnetic, and people are attracted to folks who have energy and they're passionate about what they do. People like to follow leaders, so you will become more magnetic. Always go to a networking event in a high frame of mind. If you're not, don't go, because I'll just share a perfect example of this. After the bankruptcy and foreclosure, I decided I'm not going to tell anybody about this, because back then nobody talked about it, and I was humiliated, I was embarrassed, I was depressed, right? So I showed up at these networking events and I put a smile on my face and like, I'm just going to pretend everything is just fine. And it wasn't, and people could feel it. And I was wondering, why is this not working for me? Why am I not getting clients? Why am I not creating these relationships? It's because I came with this desperate energy and I was not in a high frame of mind. So do whatever you can to get into a high frame of mind before you network. And approach people with a smile. I know this might sound ridiculous, but it's so true. Like I go to the people who are smiling, right? I'm more attracted to them. If somebody has a sour look on their face, I avoid them. And then practice what you're going to say in advance. It's really important when people ask you what you do to have that prepared so that you don't go on and on and on and host people down. So again, they're going to ask you what you do. What are you going to say? Very short and sweet. And that's one of the things I teach my clients in my programs, is how to share a very compelling, just 2 sentences about what you do that gets people to lean in and want to know more. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is that people are very disorganized. I hear this all the time, and it's because they don't have a system in place. So it's critical to have a system in place to keep track of all the people you're following up with. And it's called a CRM, a customer relationship management system. So when you have a CRM, it automates every follow-up step. So when you leave somebody a message, you set a reminder for the next step so that they don't slip through the cracks. And you create specific categories and tags. When you meet somebody at a specific event, you can tag them with the name of that event so that when you want to go back to see all the people you met at that event, you just click on the tag and it'll pull up everyone. If somebody's very interested in being a client, or maybe they're interested for later, you can create a tag that says later. You can create all sorts. I have hundreds of tags, right? It just helps you keep track of everyone. And it helps you schedule the next contact. So once you've left a message or you've sent an email, you've texted somebody, you go into your CRM and you set a reminder for the next step so that you won't forget, because it's really hard to remember all this stuff in your head. And then you can store templates and scripts in there. So if you ever send an email out over and over again, it's time for a template, and it will save you so much time. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of templates. So it makes your follow-up more efficient. And I mentioned people won't slip through the cracks when you have this system in place. So what I recommend is don't spend, if you don't have a CRM, don't spend hours and hours and hours inputting hundreds of contacts. That is not an income producing activity. So just enter one person at a time and then call them. And then I recommend when you meet somebody new, you want to follow up with them within the first 24 to 48 hours when you're still top of mind for them. And I'm an old-fashioned girl. I recommend you call first and then follow up with a text and an email. I'm getting a really great response from people from texting them. But I also send an email, because if it's late at night and they can't call you or text you, they can respond through email. So you'll find out the best way to communicate with each person. So if you want some suggestions on different and what CRM might be best for you, just go to my website, powerupyourfollowup.com/resources. There are hundreds and hundreds of options out there. I vetted a few that I like a lot. And you just need to get the free trial and see if it works, you know, for your personality, for your technical skills, and for your needs, because everyone has different needs, and it's really on a case-by-case basis. So I can't say this is the CRM that I recommend for everyone, but I do have a few that I highly recommend that are in there. So what my clients are saying about CRMs, that their life is so much easier, they're staying in touch with people longer, and they're not giving up so soon, right? And guess what? They're getting more clients and power partners and JV partners. So when people come to me and they're not using it, they're telling me that potential clients are slipping through the cracks. They actually use those words. So 48%, I'm going to share these statistics with you because this will show you how powerful follow-up is. 48% of entrepreneurs never follow up with anybody. Like, they show up at networking events and they don't follow up. So how many contacts do you think it takes before the average person will say yes to working with you? It's 5. 5 continuing, well-executed follow-up efforts after that initial contact is made before the average person will say yes to working with you. Some experts even say it can be 8 to 15, so it just depends. But only 8% of entrepreneurs are making that crucial 5th contact. So that means 92% of us are stopping short before all the business will start happening, at that point where it starts happening. And of course, those 8% are doing 80% of the business out there. So that's the whole point. It's all about the follow-up, right? And I want you to be one of those 8%ers. And you can when you have the system in place. But having a CRM isn't enough. If you're not using it properly, you're not going to maximize the results. And that's where I come in. I've created a 9-step follow-up system, and I teach my clients to go step by step by step through the system so they know exactly what to do and exactly what to say at every step of the process. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about are the fears and limiting beliefs that stop people from following up. So maybe you can relate to this. A lot of people tell me they procrastinate. They make everything else more important than the follow-up. And the key thing, though, is follow-up is fundamental to growing your business. You cannot grow well, it will be very challenging, I should say, to grow a successful, thriving business without follow-up. But people, spend time creating their websites and creating their programs and packages and doing Facebook ads, and they're not following up. And if you do all of those things and you're not following up, you're not going to maximize the benefit of all of those resources, all of that time, all that investment, okay? The follow-up is the key. So what's stopping you? Some people say they're afraid of being salesy and pushy. That's the one that comes up the most. They fear rejection, don't feel worthy. See if any of these, if you can relate to any of these. And they make up stories. Oh, the person's not interested, or they're too busy, or I don't want to bother them, right? So these are the key things that people are telling me that are stopping them from following up. So there's a mindset shift I'd like you to have today. When you follow up, it shows that you're taking your business seriously, you're a professional, and you really believe in what you're offering. It shows that you're really passionate about what you do. So what if there was a way to follow up with people that felt compelling and that was building connection, right? What if when you followed up, you let people know that you were showing up in service to them? That would create a very different experience of following up, wouldn't it? Right? So your clients are waiting, your people are waiting for you to follow up with them. They're waiting for you to follow up and show up in service to them and what they really need. And when you have this mindset shift that you can actually follow up in a way that feels authentic to you, it's going to change everything for you. So when I teach my clients what to say and what to do, and they're more confident, a lot of these limiting beliefs and fears drop off. Okay, and I also partner up with people who deal with those deep inner issues, limiting beliefs that are stopping people. And so sometimes that's necessary as well. But sometimes just having a system in place and knowing what to do and say will make all the difference for you in terms of those limiting beliefs. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that most people are not doing. So what do you think is the best way to create a consistent flow of ideal clients? What do you think is the best way? It's referrals. Referrals are the ultimate payoff in the process of building relationships. And referrals are the most powerful source of new business because they come from satisfied clients, people who have already experienced the benefit of working with you. But the problem is people aren't consistently asking for referrals. Like, just think, do you consistently ask every single client for a referral? Probably not, right? Most of the time when I was speaking live in person, I would ask that question and hardly anyone's hand would go up. So are you asking consistently? So here's some more statistics. 45% of new clients come from the recommendations of others. And again, on average, 1 out of 20 people will say yes to working with you. But when that person comes from you from a referral, it's 1 out of 6, right? 1 out of 6 prospects will say yes to working with you. So your chances of having a person saying yes to working with you improves by 300%. So that is absolutely huge. But what I'm hearing from people is they're not asking for referrals. And I ask why, and I hear all these different things. The first thing they say is, I don't want to seem desperate. If I ask for referrals, I'm going to seem desperate. Or I've already asked them to be a client. Now I'm going to ask them to refer people to me. Like, I just feel pushy and salesy doing that. So what I want to share with you is your clients want to give you referrals. If you provide a great service, nothing makes them feel better than referring you to someone who also gets great service, right? So it's a win-win. So if you're not consistently asking for referrals, this is going to be a game changer for your business. You're sitting on a gold mine, okay? So here are more statistics. Referred clients will continue to do business with you 4 times longer, and they'll buy 4 times more from you in the first year, and they're 2.5 times more likely to refer you to others. But they don't happen automatically. It takes planning. And there's an effective way to ask for referrals and a way that doesn't work so well. So when I work with my clients, I coach them how to train their clients how to refer people to them and what to say. So you want to train your clients what to listen for and what to say on your behalf, right? Because they're not going to know what to say. So that's really powerful. You will get more referrals when you train them what to say and how to give you the referral. And just a hint, it doesn't work when they give your name and phone number out to somebody because you hardly ever will hear from them. So you want to be in control of the next step. So my dreams come true when I follow up. So I've covered today is how to prepare for networking, how to more effectively network. We talked about systems and how to be more organized with your follow-up, and it starts with having a CRM in place. And then we discussed the limiting beliefs and fears that stop people from following up. And then finally, one of the best ways to grow your business is having a referral system in place. So if you've been struggling to grow your business and you don't have a follow-up system in place and you've been floundering around with this follow-up piece, I want to invite you to do something really special. I have a free gift that I'd like to offer you. Actually, free gifts. The first thing I'm going to give you is 3 key scripts to power up your sales without being salesy. So uh, in this ebook, I give you 3 scripts for scenarios that we deal with all the time. One is if you spoke with somebody who is interested in working with you, but they didn't make a decision in the moment and they go MIA, how do you follow up with them? Or the second one is you find a business card from somebody you met months ago and you're about to throw out the card because you feel, oh, it's too late, it's been too long, I'm embarrassed. I always say never throw out a card. Like, to me, it's like when people tell me they throw out cards, it's like a dagger in my heart. You never want to throw out a card. So there's a script for that. And then you meet somebody who could be a potential JV or power partner. What do you say? And here's something super special, a special bonus to this gift is I am hosting networking events now twice a month on the first and third Wednesdays of the month at 9:30 Pacific. So when you sign up to get this free gift, you will also get a gift to attend 6 of my Power Up Your Networking events for free. It's on my website as a bundle for $95, but you can come for free. And I am bringing entrepreneurs from all over the world, heart-based entrepreneurs, to network with each other. You break out in small groups and one-on-one. You get a lot of time to meet new people and to collaborate. Some people are getting clients, they're getting partners to collaborate with. It's been amazing. So here's the link to sign up to get that gift. powerupyourfollowup.com/Claire Jones -free -gift. Okay, powerupyourfollowup.com/Claire Jones -free -gift. And I will also post this in the Facebook group so that you can have access to this. So we meet on the first and third Wednesdays. Once you sign up for the free gift and then you opt into get the networking events, it will be the next 6 consecutive events. So the next event is on September 2nd. So just because of technology, you can't pick and choose. So it's going to be the next 6 over the next 3 months. And on the third Wednesday, we have a speaker each month. So that's also fabulous. So also reach out to me if you want to have a conversation about how I can support you. If you know follow-up is a key for you that's missing, you can please reach out to me at Debbie@powerupyourfollowup.com as well. So having a follow-up system in place is critical. And what I want to leave you with is I know you all have a gift to share, and my mission is to help you share those gifts and get your message out in a big way. And if you're not following up and you don't have a system in place, you are leaving tremendous amount of money and clients on the table. Okay, and I really truly believe that we have a responsibility to follow up with people, because if we don't, they're going to still be struggling and suffering in their life with that thing that we can help them with. So we have a moral responsibility to follow up with people. So I would love to know what your takeaways were from this masterclass today. Please post in the comments below what your key takeaway was. Take that quiz. It will be an eye-opener for you, and get this free gift. And I look forward to seeing you at the networking events. Okay, bye for now.